Hey, what's happening? Pumpkin King, what's up? What's going on, Pumpkin King? Pumpkin King? Did you get my message the other day? About your tank? Sir? We are doing good. We are doing good. Hold on, I have to do something. Why is that not working? Hold on. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Alright, hold on. I gotta do this a different way. I gotta do this a different way. The Pumpkin King fam said hi. Well, hello. You just got home from work, eh? You just got home from work, eh? Let me see. It would be like this one, I think, right? Hold on. Well, Pumpkin King, Luke had, we were talking about moderators and stuff today, because he does homeschooling now, virtual schooling. And we were talking about moderators and admins and stuff. So I was explaining to him what it was, and I was telling him how him and Mama's moderator on here and stuff like that, and he said, "Who's moderators on your show?" And I said, Dan Slee. I said, he's about the only, or I said, Dan Slee and a couple others. And he said, is Pumpkin King a moderator? I said, no. And Luke said that he wanted you as a moderator. So you are now an official Detroit Shrimp and Aquatics moderator. So, you are not expected to do anything, but Luke wanted you to have a blue wrench. So the next time you comment on here, you should have a blue wrench. He's not saying that. There he is. I'll be here for you, brother. Thank you so much. Well, thank this guy. I don't have a problem with it. I just
haircut.
I just didn't think about it. Yes, you did. Look at you, gangsta.
Yeah, because you have done a lot of stuff for us, Pumpkin King.
Yeah. So Luke says you've done so much for us that he wanted you to have a wrench. Mm-hmm. So
have a little bit of the power.
Little bit of the power. But yeah, you don't have to do nothing. We just Luke wanted you to be blued up. So now you're blued up.
No, you're glowed up now.
You're glowed up with the wrenchy wrench.
Yeah, because you're not like everyone else. Some people, now we only have two moderators.
3.
3?
Yeah, we got 3.
Who? Me?
1, 2, 3. Oh, it'd be 4. Yeah. We have 4.
What do you mean 4?
We have 4 moderators.
3 people are watching.
Yeah. Well, one's you, one's Pumpkin King, and one's us participants. Yeah. See, Luke's Toys and Stuff, Detroit, Shrimp, and Pumpkin King.
Oh.
Thank you, Luke. Sorry, getting attacked by my dog. No, that's okay. We're good. What are you singing? Hey, now, you're an all-star. Get the game on. Go play.
You're a shooting star. Wow, now.
You're silly. It's still a mess in there. We got to get all the blankets and sheets picked up. Because we got to get all that set up so we can get everything in there that we need to stack and put away. All right?
Okay.
All right. Okay, I got to share real quick to Facebook. Sweet. Got a lame old doctor's appointment tomorrow, so gotta go drive a whole hour one way. And the crappy thing is, well, it's not crappy, but the patches they're giving me to wear, I had to stop taking them because I missed taking it the other day, and then all of a sudden, like, my whole body started hurting. And I was like, what the? And what? Pinterest? You don't share this to Pinterest. Nobody knows about this on Pinterest. But
You could watch it.
Right. So I stopped. I didn't realize I had forgotten that I took the patch off to put a new one on, but I was in the shower and I forgot to put it on. And then the next day, my body started hurting really bad, and then my bones started hurting. So I come to the realization it was from that pain patch. So yeah, I can't take that stuff no more. It's like my body became addicted to it or something without me even knowing. So I'm taking the last ones back tomorrow and get on something else or something. I don't know. Gotta figure it out. So we went to St. Simon's Island and they have zero aquarium stores. I wanted to open one up down there. That sucks. So your body is getting used to the patch. Yeah, well, that's the thing is coming off of it. It's like those stories you hear, drug addicts and stuff saying that their body hurt. I never knew what they meant because literally, like the center of my bones, through your legs, into your feet, everything, it's painful. So yeah, I go back tomorrow. So hopefully they can get me something to make it a little smoother.
Maybe we can play a video game tonight, Tanner?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I
want to do it on. I want to do one on the new controller.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I'll
yeah.
do round, and then you do a round. Okay.
All right. Oh, you want to play with the new controller?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. St. Simon's Island, is that down by you? Dude, but you used to be proud you recognize that most people love the feeling too much. I can't stand anything that makes me feel a certain way. Norco's, the Vicodin, those are the only things I can stop it tomorrow and never even notice that I was on. It's like taking Motrin, but Motrin thins my blood too much. So I gotta, when I go tomorrow, I'm gonna give them the rest of the patches and tell them to put me back on the Norcos again. Cause yeah, I won't, I can't do that.
Or Pat, or
But the thing is, you know, you hear people that, you know, they're addicts or they're trying to get off of it, and they comment saying that it hurts, you know, their body hurts, and I'm like, what? what's that? I guess I'll never know. And actually, I now see, and it's horrible. The other night I was up. I think I stayed up all day, all night, and went to bed at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, it's horrible.
Oh yeah, and I went to bed.
Yeah, it's out 5 hours. Oh, about some dental work and oxys. Oh yeah, oxys scare me. That's why I never got into anything hectic when I was younger, because I was always afraid. It wasn't that like anybody scared me. It's I just saw stuff like TV. You dizzy? Yeah, I know. All right, don't keep doing it. Just go do something. Luke Jonathan. Look, see? He knows it drives me bonkers, and he'll sit over here and just keep doing it and smile. But yeah, it's not a feeling that now I can empathize with people that are trying to kick, because I mean, quitting smoking, they say it's like quitting heroin. Sorry, I don't agree. I quit smoking. It sucks, but all that other stuff of the shakes and the pain and the shivers and the sweating and everything people do that are trying to kick heroin, I would never want that. Just feeling what I felt from these patches, I would never want that. Yeah, stay over there. Don't come over here. Don't even do it. But so it's about 5 hours. So you want? I would, if you're wanting to open up a pet or a fish store, you better start at your house. Blow it up in your garage or something. Seal your garage door, put it in there. If you can, put like a wood burning stove or something in there. Because, excuse me, to open up a store right now, I mean, the stores are killing it up here. Killing it because, due to the crud that's going on, people are looking for stuff to do, to take up their time. Because look, there's, no bars. Bars are open, but it's like, they're saying that they'll pay like big money for someone to come up with a good way on how their customers can still come to the bar and be outside, because no one can think of anything. So the bars are going to be closed. There's nothing going on. You can't go to the movies. You can't go really anywhere. So, they just opened up gyms. I think gyms today and something else, but they were just complaining that, what was it? Bike week. There's like so many people that have the crud now because they went to bike week. 2 weeks of it, I guess, caused it really, really bad. So look, you can't say certain crud on here. They don't want it. Yeah, okay. Well, the thing, whatever you want to call it. I know.
The sea.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about 5. I quit smoking about a year and a half, and nothing close to withdrawal from narcotics. Yeah, me and the wife quit the August 5th of last year. So we're just over a year now. But I had no, was it 2 years? No. No, I thought it was a year. It's only been a year. Yeah, it's only been a year.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You quit a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, I quit before when I was... No, serious. When I was a power lifter, I quit 10.5 years. And then I started smoking again, and then the wife got pregnant with Luke, and the day he was born, I started smoking again. I was a bit happy, so I think I might even have had a beer that day or something. Well, I want to move down there. You want to move down there. Oh, it's south of you? Yeah, it's just stores are good, but if you're thinking of doing something like that, I mean, it's it's a lot of money up front. So that's what I'm saying. If you're to do something like that, if you start it in your garage, or let's say you bought some property and there you had a pole barn or something that you could put a lot of stuff in, that'd be good to start. And then if it became busy enough, because I mean you could put what's the word I'm looking for? Advertise. You could advertise everywhere like you were opening a regular brick and mortar, but just do it out of your house to start to build your clientele, and then and it'll give you time to look around for a good building, in case there isn't anything like in the best, because you want a good spot. But yeah, it's in Savannah. Oh, Georgia. Yeah, but don't you live in Georgia? What do you live on the north end of Georgia? I didn't know Georgia was that big. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to look at Michigan. If I went all the way up north to the tip up north, yeah, I don't think I could drive through Michigan in 5 hours. No, I guarantee I couldn't. I'm in northwest Georgia. That's in southeast. Oh. I didn't know it took that long. That would take that long to drive through Georgia. Oh, hi, pretty girl. Hi. Oh, Miss Stell Bellis. Hi, Stell Bell. Hi, baby girl. Hi. Hey, now look, I just painted them, man. Come on. You're gonna look at that. Smack the bottom of that. Don't wiggle it up and down. You're gonna rip the paint off. Yeah. Yeah, just painted that stuff. You're gonna rip it off. Huh? Huh? Put it around your neck. Well, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Don't put it on them poles. Pull hard, it will.
Yeah, and then it'll break my nut.
What? You want to come up here? Come here. Oh. She doesn't want me to pick her up.
No.
She always runs. Oh, come here. Oh, come here. Let it go. Let it go. I just play with it. Oh, it's your good boy. Good girl.
Why did you say that?
Oh, Step Bell. Oh, go on. All right. So, all right, just on that discussion, let's discuss this. Hold on.
Are we gonna open these?
Where is it, everyone? Where's everyone? I don't know. Well, I'm early today too. What? I don't care. Get this dog out of here. Go, call her. Go on. Come here. No, we weren't. We're not using them. I don't know. What?
Open them. Scissors.
Why are you opening them? For what?
You said.
What did I say? Pick that up.
I will.
Don't be opening them. We don't need them open. Oh, you know you could do is open one and take it in the bath. You know, in the shower, goofing with it because it'll soak up a ton of water and stuff. It'll give you something to play with. You know, it's kind of cool.
Or I can play with
Everyone, yeah, it's early and who knows? I don't know. I don't really.
Maybe some people are doing class.
Yeah, it could be.
School is still going. Maybe.
July was 2 years of quitting smoke. Oh, it was? Oh, wow, 2 years already? Man, no wonder I want to smoke so bad.
I know.
Oh, I know. But anyways, on that,
very soft.
on that, conversation about you want to open up a store, I can just explain just being a shrimp breeder what it takes financially to just to get get this stuff up and going, because you could think at times that it's not expensive because, like, look, I got out of 30, 54, out of these 54 tanks, I probably got, let's say, well, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's say I got 10 tanks for free. So that's 44 tanks that I buy. Excuse me. Even though I had some, I still had to buy them. And then there were times that I needed 10-gallon tanks when I was setting these up, and there were no dollar a gallon sales going on. So I had to pay full price. So that was terrible. So just think, let's just say, because I had to pay full price for those 54 tanks at $10 a piece, $540, and let's just add tax. Let's say $600 just in these tanks, not adding this one. This one's almost $300 just for the tank. Well, it's almost $250. Let me put it that way. So, you're talking $850, just in these tanks. The stands here, this is 2 sets of stands. I just connected them with one centerpiece. These were $136 a piece. I got 2 of them. This stand here is a 90-inch stand, and it's it's $300, but I got a little cheaper. It was an open box, but still. So just add, $300 for that stand. So you're talking 3, 4, 5, $560 just in stands. $850 in tanks. So that's what, $1,400. So $1,400 before substrate. So at the beginning, when I first started, before I started to realize what you actually need to have in a tank, when it comes to substrate, the amount, I would put a whole 4.4 pound bag per tank, and that's 20 bucks. Wait, 4.4. I think it's $18 for Fluval. Is that 4.4 or is that an 8.8? I think it's an 8 pound. Wait, 8 pound. Let me see if I got one. No, I don't know what the heck I do. So yeah, I think it's like $16 or $18 for, let's just say, per tank. So we can do this. Let's go. Just since I'm unsure, but I think it's yeah. No, the 8-pound bag. The 8-pound bag is 20. Yeah, no, the 8-pound bag, yeah, is like $40, but I get it cheaper. But yeah. So we're at $1,400. And then we'll do $12. Let's do well, it's more than that. Okay, we'll do $15. $15 times, and you got to figure I have 15-gallon tanks, so I won't even add the extra substrate I need for that. 15 times 54. So there's $810. So you're talking $2,200, just over $2,200 for tanks on sale, 3 racks, and substrate. Then you have to figure in shrimp. Let's just say, I mean, that really depends. Let's just say minimum $100 per tank to start off. And I think that's way cheap. I mean, well, you figure just orange-eyed royal blue tigers. I mean, I sell them for what, $16 a piece. So, I mean, you're like $175. Let's say $150 a piece. $150 a tank minimum. At 48 tanks. I mean, minimum, because I mean, I have shrimp here that are 20 and 30 and even more per shrimp. But let's just say, yeah, let's just say $150 per tank times 48 tanks, because I have some that have nothing in they're open. Is that almost $2,000? 150 times 48. Well, yeah, 15.3. Yeah, you're talking over $7,000 in shrimp in 48 tanks. Because you figure per row, if I have $150, just $150 to start a tank, times 10 tanks, that's $1,500. And I have 30 tanks just here. So you're $4,500 in shrimp just in one. That's just to start out tanks. Just to start out, $4,500 there. Yeah, $7,200. And I still have 6 tanks that are open. So 7,200 times what were we at? Let's say $9,000. That's not counting products. All my products down there, hundreds of dollars worth of products. Because I mean, just right there, Shrimp King Baby stuff that I give away. Those are $20 a pop. And I have, the Indian almond leaf, whole case Indian almond leaves, all the nutrifying bacteria, the G plus remineralizer, the immune boosters, the sponge filters, the no planaria, the Temacare, the shrimp nets, all the net. I mean, everything. You name it. You're talking, let's say $10,000 just to have what I have. And that's just beginner stuff. That's just starting. Um, DDS Aquatics, favorite shrimp. My favorite shrimp, is that what you're asking me? But so you're talking, 10 grand. That's just to have a starter in your tanks. 10 grand for everything. Just to, let's say you open doors and want to set up shrimp. That's not even, some of my tanks got, 100, 200, 300 shrimp in them. So, add that up. So, and that's without fish. Granted, you're not going to open up a fish store and put 50 some tanks in there, but okay, take out the shrimp cost and switch it to fish. Which would be cheaper because shrimp can be cheaper too if you import them. If you even if you buy them wholesale, for the store. So, I'm just going off of what I had to pay before I started Detroit Shrimp. So, just adding it all up, now when I add it all up, I didn't think that it cost that much. Because people ask me all the time, how much it cost? I'm like, God, not that much. They're like, no. I'm like, no. Tanks are only $10 plus change. Well, yeah. Then add it all up. Well, you figure 15 gallons aren't $1 a piece. I have 5 of those. Well, 6 over there. And I got 20 long over there. But that ain't shrimp. That one there, well, I'm not using that for shrimp anymore, so just in here. But still, just because I'm not using it for shrimp anymore, they were bought for shrimp in the first place. My chrome one with the slate bottom, all that stuff. So you're talking 10 grand. So, that's just for, the racks, tanks, substrate, shrimp. Okay, now you're not adding in any wood, any cholla wood, moss, leaves. Nothing whatsoever. So add another. I don't have wood in every one. So let's say add another. I don't know, if you wanted to put stuff in every tank, add another $500. Because you want to put wood or cholla wood. You want mosses, depends on what moss you want. Some stuff's really hard to find. It's hard to get unless you grow it like I do. Plants, if you do plants, it's just there's a lot of, every little bit adds up. So if you do fish, 50 tanks isn't nothing in a fish store. So you're talking, you'd probably, I don't know, probably have maybe 10 grand just in product and fish. Not even talking about everything else, your racks, your tanks, your air system that you have to hook up, opening a store is really good until you start looking at all those other add-ons. Until, that's what I'm saying, if you open it up, let's say it's your home, and build your clientele there. And then when it gets to a certain point and you need more room than what you have, then, because look, you do it at home, you don't have to pay rent. You don't have to pay taxes on it. You don't have to pay anything. I run this out of my house, which is my brick and mortar store, and my house is brick. So it kind of fits. But I run it out of here, so I don't run the lights all day, like 12, 15 hours a day like a fish store. So I don't have that bill as bad. I don't pay rent. I mean, I pay a mortgage, but, I'm going to pay that whether I get a shrimp room or not. So I might as well have a shrimp room and benefit from it. So, and then you have to think of lights, your lighting, and add all that in. Because before, you guys know, when I had all those fish tank lights, I mean, I had, I think I sold 600, I think I sold all my lights for $660. And that was way, I mean, they were $130 or $140 a piece. And I had 3 on each, so 369. I mean, I think it was like $1,500 or something, or 369. Nah, $1,300, $1,400. I sold it for $660, and then I went and bought all these for $24 a piece. So, you got to do lights. There's just a lot to it. But yeah, there's just there's a lot. If you want to be, if you want to breed stuff, I mean, if you want to buy stuff, that's fine. But, still, no matter what you do, you got to have space. Got to have, there's an amount of space that you need. And you can't go, well, I have this corner over here, this 10 by 10 corner, and I want to do so much, meaning I want to sell. Yeah, there's a lot of expenses. Yeah. You can't say, well, I want to sell, so many fish. Okay, I don't know, let's say you have 10 fish or 12 type of fish that you want to sell. And you build your stands or set up your area, get it all together and everything. And you start doing that. And then people start putting bugs in your ear and they say, well, how about you get this? Or why don't you have this? And why don't you have this? Next thing you know, now you're looking for more room. So, let's say 20 tanks just ain't enough, especially if you want to breed. But that's the thing, is with fish, if you start selling a lot, I mean, you might as well just buy them from fish farms instead of breeding them. I mean, unless they're special, like they're not around much or you can't find them, because breeding just takes a long time. It depends on what they are and how fast. Look, I'm just now getting my super red Severums to the size of a nickel, and I got to get them to the size of a quarter before I can take them in and sell them, so space is a big deal. You got to have space to do it. Because look, I got 54 tanks right now, and I can add another, 1,000 tanks if I want. I got 1,200 square feet that I can, do what I want with, well, let's not say that. Let's say probably, 600 more. Well, no, if this is 50, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's say 400 more tanks. Yeah, I just went from 1,000 to 600 to 400. I'm just eyeballing it. So yeah, gotta have the room to expand if you need to expand. So, and another thing is, if you want to open a store, you got to learn all about this stuff first. you can't just open a business and wing it when it comes to live animals, because if they get sick, you order them, they're more than likely going to be sick. If they show up sick, then you have to take care of them. If you don't know what kind of meds they need or how to take care of them without using so much meds, then you're going to be losing more fish than you're bringing in, or whatever you're bringing in. So, you got to learn first. You got to read up. What does Corey from Aquarium Co-op say? Go work at a store, and be a manager there for 2 years. Then open the store. Because like he was saying, gosh, I think I was just watching one of his live streams the other day, a rerun of it, and he was talking about that. Somebody was saying something about they want to open a store, and he says he always tells everybody, go run a store first. Because somebody on there said, hey, I want to open a store. What are some good companies that I could contact about getting fish? Fish farms. And he said, well, I'm not telling you nobody. He said, look, it's not that, I want to keep it a secret, but he said that, the places he goes and the products that he gets, they work for his water, and that's a bunch of crap too. He just doesn't want to give them all away, but he'll tell you a couple, but that's the thing. Like he said, he's always looking for new places to buy stuff. So, you have to, like he says, go around to your stores or something and ask, where do they get their stuff from? And start off there, then start building relationships with other places. But, it's you just got to take your time. You got to hone your skills. Because, the shrimp thing, it's, you would think, oh, it's no big deal. There's nothing to it, but there's a lot to it. Because I have people all the time messaging me, hey, my shrimp are dying, or I'm having a shrimp die every day, or this or that. And, everyone always says that the water quality is perfect. And it's, that's everyone's story. My water's perfect. Well, then why are your shrimp dying? So that's if your water is perfect, which that almost never is, then you have to learn why your shrimp are dying. You got to figure it out. What in the water is killing the shrimp that isn't being recorded by your water test kit? What doesn't the water test kit test for that is killing your shrimp? And these are little things that you have to be able to notice and see, and be able to figure out quick before you lose, a whole colony of shrimp or something, a whole tank and stuff, but, sometimes there's not much you can do. I've heard some of the, top best guys say that they've lost whole tanks of stuff. So, I pray every day that it doesn't happen to us here, so, it's, there are some things that, even the big guys and big girls say that they don't know what it was, and it wiped out their whole colony. So, you try to know as much as you can, to save as much as you can. But that's a big thing too, is learning how to test your water. You ask somebody, hey, what's your water test? Oh, everything's perfect. What's perfect? Because fish is different than shrimp. Even though I run my fish tanks, my personal fish tanks, just like I do my shrimp tanks. The water I have it test the same. I don't have nothing in it. Test same. Hey, Dan Slee, what's up? I put in an app to work at Petco, LOL, just to work in the fish department. Yeah, there you go. That would be fun. But it's that's the thing is a test kit. Tests for so much, but if the person that's testing doesn't know what to test for, or how to test it, if the test kit's old, what to put in first, how long you should wait before you check it. It's kind of like testing GH or KH. You put a drip in, put another drip in, it don't do nothing. They 6-7 drips later, it's still the same color, it still ain't doing nothing. And if somebody's trying to test something, they've never done it, they don't know what they're doing, they could be out there, having trouble. So that's a big thing too, is, know how to use your test kit. And don't be afraid to ask. I mean, because you got strips, you have liquid, it's kind of like testing water in a pool, it's kind of along the same stuff. You got to test for this, that, and the other. Make sure that certain things aren't in the pool growing and stuff. Make sure algae aren't growing in your pool, stuff like that. So, I mean, it's along the same line. You gotta know how to read that too. Excuse me. But, and like I said, if there is something wrong, you got to know how to fix it. Because it's not always a water change. Sometimes you want to leave that water and let it do, work itself out. Not always do you run, because then when you pull out water to do a water change, now you're putting water back in there that has not cycled, and it could just make everything crash. From what you just did, because you're having problems and it was probably almost cycled. Now you just took out a bunch of water and put in a bunch of fresh water, and now it's going to have to work harder and longer to finish cycling. So, that could be an issue. Oh, yeah, you're going to have to, figure out what you want to do for a system, too. Do you want to use filters? Do you want to use canisters? Do you want to use air? Do you want to use all that? But a lot of fish stores, they don't use canister filters, nor do they use hobs, because all their tanks are in shelves, so they use an air system. I mean, they might have some tanks off to the side, some big show tanks or something, and they're using some equipment on there like they sell to show how it works and stuff. But, so now you got to think of putting a huge air system up, what you're going to get a blower for a store. You're not going to get like a pump. You'll get a blower, that are made to run, a couple hundred tanks. Instead of getting these little pumps and have, 8 or 10 pumps, that's just a waste. And then like location is a big deal. Cause that's like doing it out of my home. People ask me a lot, well, hey, where's your store? I'm like, it's in my house. And they're like, what? Cause it's not caught on yet, in my opinion, that people are starting to do business out of their homes, or out of buildings that they have due to what's going on, and due to starting out. Because I mean, if I got so busy to where I didn't have enough, because I tell you right now, I'm not going to fill my house up with tanks. So if it got to where I needed way more tanks, and, my garage is full of tubs and stuff like that, then I would look into getting a store. But, people ask me all the time, where you're located. Well, I live in a, really upscale city, but still, uh, I don't like have a sign out in front of my house that says Detroit Shrimp Aquatics on it. So, um, people don't get to see something every day as they drive home, let's say from work, on their travels or something, that they can see this shrimp store. Because I mean, that's all I would sell is shrimp. Maybe some nano fish, to go in shrimp tanks, some small nano fish, but I'm not going to be selling cichlids and big, huge fish and saltwater and, maybe some saltwater shrimp, but, more or less just be a shrimp store. Oh yeah. So like choose, you're going to want like brands. You're gonna want to know what you want to use before you start it. So like I use, my biggest substrate is fluval stratum. So I would know if I went to go get a store that I'd want, all of my tanks done with fluval, and then I could contact fluval and be like, hey, look, I'm gonna need this much. Can I get a discount if I order online or something? And then maybe start selling their product in your store. So if you're selling fish, if you're using gravel and sand and all that, find out the companies that you want to use, for that. So you'd be able to cover those odds and ends and maybe get a discount for selling their products, as well, like that. But then like can't or for temperature, I don't know, a store. See, like here, I don't have any thermometers, not thermometers, any heaters in my shrimp tanks. So all year long, I don't run any heat in them. Wintertime, nothing. In the summertime, I shut off all the AC down here. Excuse me. I shut off all the AC down here. I just run the dehumidifiers and then the exhaust fan for outside. And on nice days, unlike the last 2 days, I think today is like 64 degrees or 61 degrees with 92% humidity. So you go outside and you're like, ooh, it's kind of chilly. And then it just slaps you right in the face, this dampness that I don't want in my house. So I have my AC on right now, but it's set at 74 and it's 62 outside or whatever. So, I mean, that's fine and dandy, but I'm just trying to keep that. I don't want my house being cold, so I'm not going to drop it down to the 60s, but I run the AC to keep it on, keep the humidity low, and then, run the dehumidifiers down here that we've already had to empty out once. That's how humid it is outside. So, but yeah, you have to figure out, how do you want to run your store? Because, like, my buddy's store, he doesn't run no heat, and just, the store alone is 80, his tanks are like 82 degrees with no heat. But in the wintertime, he doesn't run heaters then either, because the heat that he's kicking out, he has these 2 massive furnaces because he's got a really big store, and those furnaces heat it. So, you're not going to want to put heaters in your tanks. You're going to want to do the furnaces, but, you're probably going to want a furnace that, is oversized, that it can work hard, but not even realize that it's working hard. Gnarly Fish Tanks Aquatics. Hey, what's going on? Glad to see you here. And then, you got to figure out, now these are mainly things that I've done. So, we got on this conversation. I have this stuff all jotted down, for my own, remembrance and understandings. But you got to have a schedule too. Your water changes, your feeding, your lights, and then like tank resets for shrimp. So anything that takes an active substrate that you have to buffer your pH. It ain't like I wrote the address or the date that I started these tanks. It's, I don't know, every once in a while I'll test the pH, but there's not one tank that I've tested that's even close to creeping up. And I dropped my substrate down to half or a little less than half to what I used to use. So, you got to keep that in mind too, keep an eye on that, changing it when it's needed. Know how long to run your lights for, to benefit your tanks. If you could turn them down or, what have you. I mean, in a store, there's not much you can do. So, see, that's where it differs from me here at home is I can run this for 4 hours, shut it off the rest of the day. Shrimp don't need nothing. And the lights, them being the 5,000 lumens, that's a lot for shrimp tanks. So the mosses and everything get what they want. And now I notice that now that I'm only running them a little bit every day, like all the hair algae's dying off, it's like getting old and just decrepit, and it's just like dying away. So the mosses are doing real good, and now the algae's starting to suffer because the lights aren't on for so long. So I see a really big change in that. And then, it's, what's your needs to accomplish? What do you want to accomplish? Like me, it was, the amount of tanks. I need air to all of them. I want metal stands. The tank's got to be a certain size. This is what I want in my tanks. And the bad thing is that changes so much. My blue diamonds have had a lot more babies. Do you like this crystal red King Kong tank? Well, yeah, of course. I like all shrimp tanks, but I like mixed tanks, Caridina tanks. That's why I started this one back here. I like it a lot. But more or less, there's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that I didn't even know. So I literally wrote notes and, took little notes to kind of log, what I've done to get to this point. And I couldn't imagine, what it would be to get to opening a store. Because look, if business is slow, who cares? I care because, I want to make money. I need to make money. But if I don't make money, I'm not going to lose my business. I'm not going to lose my store, so. And with the garbage that's going on, this is what I mean about starting it in your house instead of a store first is bad times are bad times. If bad times happen, you don't have to go, oh my gosh, I bought $10,000 at fish in the past month. Man, I got to sell them, to recop my money. And, it's not like that. You're not going to have room for $10,000 worth of fish in your house anyways. So, and then if you don't sell them, it's not like you're going to lose your house, because you're not paying rent to somebody. You're paying on your own home, which, like I said, you'd be paying on whether you had fish or shrimp or anything anyways. So that's a good thing about having it at home too. You can work on it when you want. You can spend as much time on it when you want. You don't have to worry about customers coming in, and you having to help them and not get done what you want. You're in your tanks all day long, every day. They're great to wake up to come and see and drink coffee and look in them. And you don't have to worry about running to a store and opening it on time every day. And, there's just a lot about doing it in your house that's where there's a benefit. There really, really is. because I never thought I'd be this far along in my home. I thought I was going to be like I was, have my 10 tanks or whatever, be like la-di-da. And then all of a sudden it just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Hey, what's up, Chubbs? And, hey, Smiley, what's happening? When I finally decided, I wanted to make a business out of this, that's when, I knew I had to have money to do it, to make the move, but I knew that if it didn't blow up right away, what am I going to lose? I just have to take care of my product. It's not like my products can go stale. It's not like I have stuff, if I don't sell it on time, it's going to die or go stale. If adults die just that they're having babies, hey, it's the circle of life. But if I take care of my pets, they're just going to keep breeding, and I'm going to get more and more and more. So, if business isn't booming because of, bad times, then I just spend more time. I can spend more time and, culling, getting everything, even the higher grades and, all sorts of stuff like that. Compared to if you're super busy, you're just giving out babies and stuff, and, they might not look really nice and, what have you. But that's one thing I do like is I don't have to punch a clock. I can go do my daily stuff, do whatever, sit with Luke while he does his in-home classes, do whatever I want. I could say, well, I'll do water changes in the morning, or I'll do water changes at night. I'm not doing them today. I'll do them tomorrow. I just make my own schedule. So that's, yeah, right. It's just something, to always look for. Because like you're saying, if there's no fish stores around, then you'll really do good out of your house. Look how many people sell fish out of their home. And it's just, you could put, flyers up in stores, with the email, with the phone number, you can get a phone just for the business. That's what I'm going to do soon. There's just so much you could do to get the word out there, and have the traffic coming through your house to where, you're not, like I say, you're not paying nobody, And look, if you don't have to pay more, then guess what? You could save your customer money on that too. Because if you're not having to pay a mortgage, taxes, rent on a building, huge lighting bills, this bill, that bill, water, all this stuff. If you're not having to pay everything that a fish store has to pay, then that savings you could turn around and give it to your customers, and that's really big, So, that's why, depends on people who order from me. If they contact me and talk to me, I don't need to make a certain percentage like a fish store does, to supposedly, pay their bills. They have to make so much. Still in you. What's up? How are you, sir? Oh, I saw, I wanted to watch your video the other day. I saw it was posted up on there. I'm going to have to check that out. I watched, what's his name? Joe Rogan. I started watching his podcast, and he had, just today before I went on, he had, oh God, what's that comedian's name that does tater salad, whatever his name is. But yeah, I started watching that guy, and that's why I haven't been able. That's why I missed a couple videos that I didn't get because I jumped into that stuff. My girlfriend said it looks like all the green plants have yellow, red, and blue moving polka dots everywhere. Yeah, the shrimp. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's funny. Well, that's why I said that's kind of something. That's kind of something that is that brought me to the shrimp. It was something that was big, because it's I don't know. I've always had this artistic side to me that likes certain things, and I like colorful art and stuff. Um, and when I started to see fish as I got older, um, that had traits of, I mean, just these incredible colors, and it would just shock me as where they could get these colors from, how how the designs, like my super red Severum, the big huge male, the lines on him, you would think that he was like made, because his lines are like a puzzle in a newspaper which says, okay, start here and get to the other side. It's like going through a maze. That's why Luke calls him Mazy, because he looks like a big maze, but his lines are so predominant and they don't like blur out and disappear. He looks like he was drawn, and it's just incredible. So that, then I got into discus, and the colors on there literally look like, you know, uh, it's like, my favorite cars that I grew up as a kid, I always wanted a lowrider because Hispanic people could put those paint jobs on them. And I was always into that metal flake, and they made those cars look so good. And then, I got older, watched Cheech and Chong, and, just everything, the chain link steering wheel, all that stuff, it was just the colors of certain cars, and then, so the fish, and then all of a sudden I saw the shrimp and I got into Neos and I was like, wow, those are really cool. Look at the colors. And, unknown to me was these other ones called Caridina. And then when I started to learn about them, because I started with cherries like everybody else, but that's what my friend had that he was selling. And he just gave them to me so I could start. Oh, dear's pretty girl. Hold on, here comes my English bulldog. Oh, she's a pretty girl. Come on, Bubba girl. Come in. Oh, good girl. So, I saw the Caridina, and I was like, wow, those are cool. And then I started to see other Caridina, like fancy reds, fancy blacks, uh, you know, pure red line, pure black line, crystal reds, crystal blacks, and it's like, what's the difference between a pure black line and a crystal black? Well, the banding, the old school has the wide bands on it, when a pure red line, or pure black line, they can have the crown, they can have the dual lines, they can have, the no entry, they have all this stuff, these different patterns, and it's like they reproduce with the same lines, the same patterns. And it was just phenomenal how this stuff happened, and how they could do it. And then the blues and the reds and the mixtures, and how some look like Adidas tennis shoes with the stripes, and, but when it all comes down to it, they look like you go into a jewelry store, in a super expensive jewelry store, and they have every ring you can think of, but it's looking in there, and you don't just see diamonds, you see rubies, you see emeralds, you see sapphires, everything. You see cat's eyes. I mean, everything. All these little gems staring at you, and you look in there and you're like, wow, look at the greens and reds and blues and yellows, and wow, there's black diamonds and yellow diamonds, and and that's what I saw when I saw shrimp. I don't look at shrimp as being this little animal that lives, at the bottom of a stream or anything like that. I mean, I look at them totally different. When I look at all these tanks, I feel like I'm in a jewelry store and I'm looking at rings, and all these little gems, that are all on these rings, and that's why when I look at it's, I think they're great, but I have so many right now. It's like to get what in the hell? Um, there's so many that I have that I could stare at now. It's what I'm trying to say is you don't have to buy shrimp that are $100, up to $1,000 to look at and go, wow, these are really incredible, and to get that same experience. Um, it doesn't take a lot of money to be happy with what you have to get stuff with beautiful designs and colorings like that. It's just it just doesn't. And that's what makes me happy about shrimp is when I look at them and I go, oh my gosh, look at the color on that. I literally feel like I'm in a jewelry store, in a big high end jewelry store in wherever, with jewelry that I'll never be able to afford. And I'm looking at all the gems in there. It's like, holy crap, look at that blue. I've never seen a blue like that before. And my birthstone is sapphires. And what do I have? I have blue sapphires over there that look just like my birthstone. Love them to death. And it's like, it would be hard if I only had blue dreams and blue sapphires to just, if I was told I could only own one, because blue dreams really nice, but blue sapphires I do like due to the fact that they remind me of my birthstone. So that's why I like blue sapphires so much. Blue dreams, they're just a super, super nice blue. So I think that comes to a big part. That it is a really big part when you own shrimp, that you're not going, oh, I just need something else to throw in my tank. You know, uh, oh, it dropped. Hold on, let me see something. I don't know. Connect automatically, public, private. If you have a limited data plan, want more control over data use. Oh, you want to know why? Hold on. Sorry about this, everybody. Holy crap. I didn't even realize this. Hold on. I am not even plugged into my Wi-Fi to the box. Sorry about that. Luke has been playing with my computer. Oh, and then remodeling the basement. There we go. Remodeling the basement. I just never plugged it back in. Holy heck. Oh, there we go. Now I'm online. I'm hardwired. There we go. Because I was looking down here a minute ago, going, why is my Wi-Fi thing on there? And I'm going down. I don't understand. Well, now I'm hardwired. So great. Probably my whole video is all screwed up. Jack the F up. But to get back to it, I think that's why I enjoy shrimp so much. And I think anyone that buys shrimp, they should have some attachment to it like that. Because I think it would better their experience with the shrimp. Yeah, it just, it's kind of like fish. People that like fish like them for their color. They like them for their look. With shrimp being new, that's some good Wi-Fi. Yeah, I had it. I got it hardwired all the way upstairs. But yeah, when we redesigned the basement, the store area, and the hangout area for the kids, when we just redid it, I forgot to plug it in. Plus, Luke was playing around with it. He comes down once in a while and takes it upstairs, and, games on it and stuff. But oh well. So yeah, that's I've been writing down a lot of stuff that I take notes and everything, and it even helps me answer questions and stuff. But I think that's a really big deal, and to have people that you could talk to on that level about shrimp, because it's I think the funnest part about having shrimp and being a shrimp business is being able to tell someone how what the shrimp do for me, how I view them, and they they're like, oh my gosh, I never thought of it that way. And it's like, okay, there you go, because putting shrimp in your tank just put something in your tank because you think that there's more that needs to be in there. You might just stick it in there and never really look for the shrimp. And you'll never really get the full advantage out of having shrimp. So, I don't know if maybe everyone that likes shrimp should have just a shrimp tank, shrimp only tank. But, oh, Lazarus, what's up? Hello. I saw Gnarly Fish Tank say, hey, Lazarus. I was like, oh, I missed him. Sorry, it's really bright in here. If you can't see, I'm like getting a really good tan. Because these lights are real bright. But I like it. I got to get those coverings though for, to each level. I haven't come up with I haven't made the decision yet on what I want to put to, I don't know if I want to use the 1/8 inch plastic, put it up there, put magnets in place, I don't know what I want to do because I don't want to screw nothing into it. But for now, hey, let the light glare, let it blare. But talking about lights, I have noticed that, and this is no bull crap, I have noticed that my shrimp seem to, oh gosh, I don't know if I should say breed more often since I don't run the lights as much, because, they get daylight through the basement windows. I have the vents and stuff, but I more or less, do that, let them run for like 2 hours a day, maybe, and then I shut them off. And it seems that my shrimp get buried more frequent. And I see a lot more babies. It's like every time I'm turning around, I'm seeing new babies in there. When before I was running the lights, 8 hours, 8-10 hours. And I knew it was too much. It just was too much. I knew it was. And, so people say that, yeah, the lights don't bother shrimp. And I can see that. But in 10-gallon tanks, having a 5,000, look how bright it is in here. I don't have no lights on. I don't have my ring light lit up in front of me. But it looks like I have 2 semi trucks over here with their lights on me. But, so that's why I cut the lights back. And, to give them their own time. Because in my opinion, they're found in a stream. Well, what if they're in a shaded area? What if, let's say there's a big, huge tree and where they're at, it gets no no hard sun. It just gets, they can see because the sun's up, but It's not blazing on them or nothing like that. So they're in the shade all day. And, that's why I decided to not run my lights so much. Not because of anything else, because I actually want to see if it makes a difference. And again, just in my findings, it seems that they like it a lot more with the lights off. And the reason I do say this is because I have 10-gallon tanks. If I had bigger tanks, let's say 75s or 55s, 20 deeps, things might be different. But with 10-gallon tanks, even with the lights that I had, I just don't think that they like that much light. I mean, you got to figure it's only 8 inches above the tank, 5,000 lumens beating on them, 8 to 12 hours a day. That can't be comfortable, right? I mean, they can go into moss and hide, but it's like, why are the shrimp all gone? Why are they hiding the moss all day? It's because you got that blistering light on them all day, and they don't want to come out. That's what I was telling myself. So I was like, all right, well, let's switch this up and shut the lights off. And I come in here in the daytime, when the lights are shining through, and like I'll turn the light on the ceiling, and I'll leave that on for like 2-3 hours, and I'll come shut it off, and then that's it. That's their extra light. Just give them a little bit of light. But, it's kind of like they get the sunlight that comes in the window. They know when the sun comes up. They know when the sun comes down or goes down. And even though they're in tanks and glass boxes, they still see it come up, and they know when it goes down. So they're kind of normal on sunrise and sunset. So their internal clocks are actually working properly instead of this incredibly bright light beaming on them all day long. See where that could become true a little bit? Things get freaky when the lights are off. Yup. Well, right. But see how that could, maybe possibly throw off breeding times, molting times, because it's kind of like, I mean, think about it. I know they're shrimp, but what happens if we don't sleep? Insomnia. We go nuts. If the lights are on, we need the lights shut off. Our eyes start to hurt. We get headaches. I'm not saying a shrimp is like us. I'm not saying that their brain can. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying they need Advil or Tums, to get acid reflux or anything. But would I rather be in a? Ask yourself this: would you rather be in a room with a super, just blaring lights on you, 12 hours a day, so bright you got to keep your eyes closed? Because you can't even close your eyes, nor can you blink. Because I ain't never seen my shrimp blink, nor have I seen them close their eyes. See? Would you rather be in a room with blistering bright lights 12 hours a day, or be in a room with just windows and you can see the sun come up and the sunlight comes in and then the sun goes down? And every day when it's morning time, when it's at daytime, when it's nighttime. But if you're, let's say, in a fish store and you're in a tank, the lights come on, they're on all day, 15 hours, and then they shut off. So you don't know when it's morning time, you don't know when it's nighttime. It's just, lights are on, lights are off. Lights are on, lights are off. Just think. So that's where I took it upon myself to leave the lights off more. And it does, like, Gnarly Fish Tank says, freaky things happen when the lights are off. Well, it seems to be working. So take that into consideration. Even if your tank is fully planted, but none of them are super highlighted plants, cut back on your light. see how things, see how your fish react, see how your shrimp reacts, see how, anything reacts. Look, plecos hate light. They don't want light. When you shut the lights off, they come out and they eat. They don't like that stuff. I know at night fish, sleep, but still, look at your tanks in the daytime with the lights off. Fish are in there just loving life, swimming around. They don't have these lights blistering down on them. They're like, Jesus, let's go hide under a plant. God, there's no place to go. Think about it. Like they say, fish tanks do not need lights. Fish don't need light. These artificial lights. The only reason there are light on fish tanks is because we as fish tank owners and shrimp tank owners, and let's just say aquarium owners, want them on there. And we put funky lights on there, ones that got lightning storms and bolts and this and that, and 13 different blues and all this and that, and it's only for us. When if you put a fish tank in your living room, and let's say only kick that thing on, the light on, let's say an hour and a half or something before you go to bed, and just sit there and relax and look at them a little bit, and then shut it off. I mean, I would think they'd be 10 times happier. That's why I cut everything back. And I really, really do believe, looking in my tanks and seeing the amounts of babies, because I mean, yeah, shrimp have babies, and people say, oh, all my shrimp are pregnant. They are. I know they are. I've had, I don't know how many tanks that were packed, but me being a breeder, the problem is when I start to pull shrimp out of a tank, they'll start to freak out. Not like run around or swim around going, oh my God, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? No, you could tell that stuff starts to slow down in a tank. They won't come out as much. You don't see the females getting buried as much. Everything slows down. So, anything to stop that from happening, from shocking the tank, because you want them to continue. You don't want to be pulling 10 out here, 20 out here, 5 out here, and it stunts your tank. And then all of a sudden you're looking in there going, why do I only have 9 shrimp? I don't understand when, 3 weeks ago I had over 100 in there, and now I have nothing. So, like I said, it's things that we practice here now, like the Super Red Severums in our 120. I know I'm a shrimp channel, but I do own fish. We got rid of all the fish, but my 333 plecos, one archer that he's probably going to be going to the store too, but we have a Japanese algae eater in there that Luke got ever since he was like an inch. Now he's like 7 inches. He's a monster. And 3 corridors, because we got rid of the bristlenose plecos because we figure, what's the big deal? Bristlenose are a dime a dozen, and they wouldn't stop breeding. And they're only, it depends the size, and I'm only getting between $2-3 a piece, which is good. But, I got to take them out. I got to raise them up. I got to clean that tank. If we're $2-3, I mean, in the long run, at the end, it's not the worst. But now my 333s, they're $35 a piece. Full price, $35, $36. They might even be more now since all the prices are going up in the hobby. But the bristlenose are mean. Bristlenose shrimp are mean. They killed one of my smaller. I had a mated pair of the calico bristlenose, and they were smaller. They're a smaller pair, and they killed the female. They're, bristle nose. They're mean. Mine are. Anyways, they're mean. They'll kill. They'll beat them up. They'll shove them away so they don't get the food. All sorts of stuff. So we were like, they gotta go. $2 shrimp, yeah, ain't happening when I got $36 a piece shrimp that need to start breeding. I got females in there that are sitting in caves, like waiting for a male to. Hopefully, the males are old enough. I've had them for crap 2 years at least. So it's got to be time. But so that's what's in there. We took everything out so the super red Severns would breed, lay eggs, and hopefully not eat their eggs. Because we like to breed those, and plus they're good profit. So we're trying stuff in there too. So every tank we're trying different stuff, and we added more oxygen. I got rid of the canister filter. I put another 110 hang on the back. I mean, I've had it, but so now there's two 110s. I got a power head in there because I have the current, the brand light current loop. So like I have the black box that controls, it's all digital and stuff, and then the blue box that controls all the pumps and so I have the pumps, the wave pumps that go in there that I could set, and it'll like do, or it'll blow hard and it'll stop. It'll blow hard and it'll, but all that's like controlled off there. So we got a sponge filter in there, cranked with a bunch of extra oxygen, the two 110s running, this pump running, just to change things up a little bit, and got rid of all the fish, got rid of the meaner plecos, and just have an archer in there. So, everything we're changing a lot. Like I said, trying to, I don't know, be one with the fish. I know, like some Mr. Miyagi stuff. I mean, it's funny to say, but I mean, it's the truth. Not everything people say is right, and what did Smiley say? Make little shrimp sunglasses and supply your shrimp. Right. No, totally understandable. The thing that you see more babies is the fact that light is not on that much, so the babies automatic come out of hiding, so that's why you see more baby shrimp. That's my opinion. No, correct. But also, if my lights are off most of the day, they're on very little. That means the babies are out foraging and getting the food that they need instead of hiding. And that could be a reason for baby death. For shrimplet death is lights are too bright. They need to hide. Look at some tanks. I mean, people have nothing in there for them to hide. And I'm not saying that any of them die, because if they don't hide, I guess they will forage anywhere, and they're going to have to more or less learn how to deal with it, so to speak. But if your walls are covered with the babies, then that means that they're out getting the beneficial bacteria and see, I drew a blank, but all the good stuff that they need, so these are my findings, that leaving the lights off and running them as little as possible seems to be super positive. So far, these are my findings on what I've started to do. So I'll keep everybody updated on this. And, I remember when I was younger, I was probably about 16 years old. I had I think it was like 190. I don't know, maybe a 50. I don't know. But it was a long tank, right? And I was working so much I couldn't take care of it. My buddy said, well, let me have it. So we took it over there. And I had taken all the fish to the store, got money for them and stuff. So we went to the store, and he bought Oscars, just little Oscars, I don't know, size of a quarter. And So he was raising them and everything was great. I don't know. He got into an argument with his dad or something. I don't, it's really not. It's part of the story, but I'm not going to speak about it. For one, they're all passed away. I'm 47, and everyone, the whole family's, well, the mom and the oldest brother is still alive, but my buddy, his dad, they're all passed away. Anyways, so there's an argument or something. He decides to leave, and he doesn't go back for like 2 months. But before he left, he opened up his can of flake food and he grabbed quite a bit of it and he put it in there. And he closed it up and he's like, these fish are probably all going to be dead when I come back. Shut everything off. The only thing that was running was the air and the filter. So now look, this is like 2 months. After a couple months, talks to his dad. They were hard-headed. They loved each other. They just, butted heads. And, they're business people. They own businesses. Even though it was his dad, he worked for his dad, and so everybody had a hard head. And so, oh, yeah, everything's great. Come on back home. So he goes home, calls me up and says, hey, come on over. I'm going home today. So go over there. First thing you do, go downstairs. He turns the light on in this tank. And the water wasn't bad. It wasn't cloudy or nothing. But holy heck, his Oscars were like this. I mean, they're monsters. So for 2 months, the lights were off, and he only fed them once. He fed them a lot, but only fed them once when we left. And they grew that fast, that big in 2 months. So that's a story that happened when I was a teenager. And, that's something that I was thinking about when I was thinking about cutting the lights off of these and just leaving them. And it's kind of like, okay, water changes, yeah, but really, why have the lights on? I mean, I like to look at them, so I'll look at them, when I look in there to make sure they're okay. But other than that, just leave it dark and see what happens. So that's where the idea comes from. So maybe somebody else can try it with me too and see, start cutting your lights back and see what it does for you, especially if you have a hair algae problem. I see that it's a really big deal now. I've been doing this for a couple weeks. My hair algae problem, like in this tank right here, it's the only one that has it. It isn't completely gone, but I'm down to about maybe 10% of what it was. Let's say at 100%. I'm all the way down to 10%. And the hair algae that's in there is out like this. Instead of it being all together and really slimy and just wavy, it's like starting to die and dropping because it doesn't have that intense light to feed it. Where the moss needs small amounts of light, so it gets the daylight that comes in, and then an hour or two of this light, and then I shut it off. So the moss is starting to overpower the hair algae, which I wanted, but I wasn't sure how to do it. And it's actually starting to turn for the better, and the mosses are starting to come back in the tanks that I had hair algae. I have Siswasitan that had hair algae in it, just dying. Everything's starting to come back and really do better with little to no light. So things to think about. Oh yeah, Pumpkin King with your B1 with the fit. Yeah, that's it. I mean, it sounds really silly, right? It does. But if you think about it, anytime you think about your pets, if you got a dog, you don't go, well, what would my dog like to eat? And you go to the pet store and you start looking, go, chicken, ooh, fish, ooh, chicken and rice. Well, what are you going and reading all that stuff for if you're not trying to be one with your dog? And you're not trying to maybe go, if I was him or if I was her, what would I want? Would I want buffalo meat and pinto beans? Sounds like a gassy afternoon, but we do that. Maybe we don't pay attention to that. We do that. we do put ourselves as one with the fish, with the shrimp, with anything, with our animals, anything, dogs, cats, birds. I mean, I have had ferrets, you know, I mean, our children, our families, everything in life, everything. You always try to make a situation better at work. You try to put yourself empathy. Think about that. Empathy for your animals. You're always wondering, man, what would they like? I wonder if they would like this. Well, what do you care if you're not trying to be one with them and actually give them what you're trying to think is best? If you didn't, you would throw hot dogs in there, and who cares? You would throw your dog's food in there, kibble and bits. I mean, who cares, right? If you weren't trying to be one with them and really figure out what makes them happy. It's not 12 hours of light. Just a thought. It's food for thought. All right. So we won't, we'll leave it at that. We'll end this conversation on food for thought. So if anyone tries this, please let me know. Leave a comment. Or if you've tried it, I'd really like to know. Really, really like to know. Because there's like a lot of things that I do. And I ask people to comment, and they don't comment. Look, a lot of people comment on everything, but it's like, don't be embarrassed to comment. Because, that's what this is all about. I get off, my phone goes off, I get comments. I'm like, this is great. People ask questions. Look, I'm a small channel with not a buttload. I'm getting almost 420 subscribers now. Oh, and that's another thing. I want to say thank you to everyone who's been subscribing and all of my subscribers from before. I forget a lot, but I want to say thanks to everybody who's subscribed and who looks out for the channel and who supports us. I want to say thank you so much. But, it's, I'm not the biggest channel, but I do really good with shrimp. So people send me shrimp because they know that I can breed them. They'll send me shrimp, want me to breed them, all sorts of stuff. And they're not cheap shrimp. I have 2 tanks right now with shrimp that aren't mine. They're bought and sent here, and they're already buried up. 1 tank's already buried up. I've only had them for, 3 weeks or a month. So, I don't know. There's people I know that say that I'm one of the best breeders. They don't know how I can get shrimp buried up so fast. I don't know. But look, don't be afraid to message me. You can go on my website. There's a comment box down at the bottom. You can start chats over to the right side over there. My phone goes off. It's really loud. Don't have an issue with because look, I sell shrimp, but I have a shrimp channel, and I'm not here only just to sell shrimp. I'll talk shrimp 24/7. If I don't have to work or get up early. But I don't know. I know that I've been on the phone till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning with customers. People FaceTiming me while I'm hanging with my family. I say, hold on a second, and I answer the FaceTime. So the only way I'll not answer is if I'm indisposed. But, shower, eating dinner or something, or sleeping, But mornings aren't good because, Lukester's doing schooling at home. So, it's, probably after 9, maybe like 9:30 wouldn't be bad because he's on his computer. So if you guys got questions or anything, message me. And I can do that. And up till I don't know, now that I'm having to get up early, till 12 o'clock at night. So, but yeah, so let's end this with food for thought. And try it, everybody try it. See what happens. Don't turn your lights on tomorrow. Hey, it's hard. It's hard not to turn them on, because you're like, no, we're not turning lights on today. Or just turn it on for an hour. Because look, if you don't have high, Dan's got a lot of high light plants, so you need the light. But if you don't have stuff that needs a ton of light, and it's just, regular stuff, mosses, Java, fern, jungle val, just basic plants, stem plants, then you should be fine. Try it. But do like a 3-hour gig. If your tanks are getting daylight, somehow if they're in a room where there's a window and they're getting the daylight, then cut your light down to like 8 hours or 3 hours and see if whatever you keep in that tank, if it changes, if their attitude, if the way they eat, with the way that they hang out in the tank, anything. If like fish that hide or shrimp that anything that hides like is starting to come out more, stuff like that. That's what I mean by comment on that. Try stuff like that. Let me know. But okay, on food for thought, we're gonna call it a night. Don't think it's trash night because Monday was a holiday. But thanks everyone for showing up, and let's all thank the moderators, and let's thank Pumpkin King, our new moderator. That look, I'm the one on here every day, but this is a family organized business. When we talk about veteran support, we support veterans. That's because my wife is a veteran. I wasn't in the Army. My eldest is in the Army, active. But my wife was in the Army. She's a veteran. So that's why we take care of veterans. We give them big discounts. That's why, we always talk about stuff like that. So you might not see them much. I mean, my wife and Luke are moderators on here, but you may not see them much, but they're still behind the scenes saying, hey, do this. Hey, why don't we do this? Hey, when they order this or that, give them more of this, or hey, make sure they get this, stuff like that. Or like if I can't fill orders, they'll fill orders, stuff like that. So, but Pumpkin King is, I don't know, everyone on our channel is special in some way. I might not have seen why you're so special, but I mean, just being on here, you are, and no one on here causes literally no problems. We have like the best channel. But Pumpkin King goes above and beyond to do stuff for us, and he goes above and beyond to make our child happy and smile. So Luke wanted him to be a moderator. And I don't do I got a pit bull. I got a couple pit bulls, and I just, but, I just leave it like that. I mean, I can go all day with no moderator and never need a moderator. It's just the people that are my moderators, I severely respect. And I'm just lucky that, they moderate my channel. But, like I said, Pumpkin King, he does a lot for us, and he does a lot for Luke. So Luke made sure, told me yesterday that he wanted Pumpkin King made a moderator. And, the thing is I'm not the only one that notices what he's done. The things that he sends my son and, stuff like that. It's not weird stuff. My son collects knives. Pumpkin King sent my son knife collections that was his grandpa's. So that meant a lot. To get a knife from World War II, that's super cool. Now my son has it, and then one day he'll pass it on to his kids. That's really neat. So Luke wanted to make sure that, due to the cool things that Pumpkin King does, to give him a blue wrench. And it meant a lot to my son that he had a blue wrench. So, like I said, outside of me seeing what Pumpkin King does for my son, and me and Pumpkin King talk, we'll message each other and stuff. He's someone that just says hi, checks in and says hi. But not only did he see it, but my wife sees it, my son sees it. So, for their way of saying thank you, they wanted him to be a moderator. So that is why Pumpkin King is a moderator. That's it. It's not like I say, you got to do special stuff to be a moderator. I mean, I don't mind who's a moderator on here. I mean, really. if you want to be a moderator and you come on the channel, a lot. That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't want somebody coming on that only comes on like, let's say once, I don't know, every couple months, or someone who doesn't keep shrimp or keeps very little shrimp and they're mostly a fish person. I love fish people because I'm a fish person, but I'd rather have shrimp geeks, type deal thing, I don't know. But, all right, so that's how we rolling. What did you say? Said, I left mine out for 3 days and all the Neos are buried now. See, just waiting for the Caridina. Well, shut your... Hey, take all that. I'm telling you, Mark's Shrimp Tanks made a video about it. I was going to do it, but he made a video about it. That's why I did. See, you keep that crap. What is that? Not Jungle Valley. God, that plant you keep in there. It does horrible in soft water. And actually, the needles all fall off and it'll start to die. And that can raise your nitrates. Plant decay, overfeeding. But I would have to say it's the plant because you have, what is that called? Type it in here. But I'm telling you, that's your problem. Pull all that out, do a small water change, and then tell me if it does it again. But you need to put that stuff in a hard water tank and watch it come back like that. That stuff struggles. Mark Shrimp Tanks did it. He cleaned out a tank. He's like, oh my God, look, this stuff is terrible. That was after I realized that it does terrible in soft water, but I didn't think of doing a video on it. And he did a video on it. I was like, oh my God, see, I was right. Just telling myself this is not, it doesn't do good. Hornwort, that's it. Hornwort is terrible in soft water. Falls apart, it'll just decay, start to die. What tank are you going to try the thing I do with higher TD? Oh, it really doesn't matter. It's going to be a Caridina tank, of course, because I know Neos. Probably, you know what I can do? I have a coal tank for snow whites. I actually sell them cheaper. I just haven't put them up on the website or nothing or really announced it, but I'm selling these snow whites here. I got probably, 20 or more. They're not perfect. They'll produce perfect, but they're not perfect. And this tank here is snow whites, which means that they're the color of snow. So I want them as white as possible. I don't call them golden bees. I call them snow whites. Over here, I'm working on my own Red Bull type. And then the tank here, the call tank, are the ones that have like pink to them. They're not, some might look a little dirty. It's like, I don't know. I see a lot of people that sell snow white or sell golden bees, and when they show up, they're that dirty color, and you're like, wait a minute, what is it? How is this golden? It looks like you pulled it out of your dish pan upstairs after you did all your dishes. This thing's dirty, so, but there's nothing wrong with them, but they will produce, white ones. It's just, I want pure white ones producing pure white ones. So, but yeah, anyways, I'll probably jack this one up here. Because I know snow whites, they do really good with 180, 190. So I'm going to pump it up, start pumping that one up to 200 and see what's up. And the water wisteria. I'm not too familiar with, I know wisteria. I used to keep a ton of it. My opinion on that is, well, if you want it to really look good, you got to clip it. You want it to fill out at the bottom, and they look real sweet instead of a skinny stalk growing up. And then it feeds it more at the top, and then everything else starts to die off. So you want to propagate those like marijuana plants, Who said that? Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Thank y'all. I have a ton of respect for y'all, and you the reason I'm into shrimp. Well, I know. I'm just glad I don't sell drugs, because then you would have a real bad habit. Your wife would really kill me. It's Brian's fault. He's the one that got me hooked on it. No, but yeah, we appreciate you too, Pumpkin King. Yeah, I don't know. You would have to just more or less look at your wisteria. If your wisteria is not thriving, pull it out. Um, I advise for see, and this is the only reason I advise no plants for Caridina tanks, except blah, 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 Boost, maybe Java Fern um, for plants. Boost does very well, very, very well. Like I said, I'm only running my lights a few hours a day, 2-3 hours a day, and all my boost is doing very well. I actually noticed just boost floating around on the top. I don't even have it in substrate. It's flowering and it's floating. So, but the reason why I say other than boost and Java Fern, Sawasitan is a big one because it doesn't need a lot of light either. But mosses, only because I'm not a plant person. So I don't want to say this is good, this is bad, this is good. I don't know soft water plants. If you guys want to know, welcome Jeffrey Watts, welcome Lisa Perez. If you guys want to know anything, if he's got time to explain it, you guys might want to message Mr. Dan Slee. Mr. Dan Slee keeps a lot of plants, and he has super, super healthy plants. And if he has time, because he's a busy IT guy, that's why when he comes on here once in a while, I'm very thankful because he's a very busy person. Send him a message if you can on Instagram or something, but you got to go over there and like his stuff. But send him a message on there when he's in here. Ask him. And go from there. I'm just not. When I did fish more before I got into shrimp, I was really into plants, but still I wasn't into soft water. I could grow some plants. I would buy them small at the store, and I'd grow them about 1.5 feet tall and take them in, and they would just go nuts. They're like, "What did you do to this?" I'm like, "Nothing. I never used CO2, never nothing." And I did really, really, really good with my plants. But with them being soft water tanks, I never did RO until I got shrimp. So I can't guide you properly except mosses, boosts, and the other crap. Anubias. I got some Anubias over there in the other tank. But the boost is, here's the thing. Boost, it depends. If you buy full boost, it's not cheap. It's not expensive. But, for a basic family, everything's expensive these days, So, $10, $20, $30, things are expensive. But, like, I ordered from the guy who owns Meadowview Aquatics because he actually messaged me. We were talking today. But this guy, he lives here by me in Michigan. He was selling a bunch of just the roots, there was like two small plants, but it was all rhizomes. And I bought all the rhizomes, threw them in my tanks, and they're all growing leaves now. And I don't even know what they are. They're just mixed up rhizomes. So now I'm going to have all these different types of boosts that I just had to regrow from the rhizome. And so they're all doing really good, all of them. And they all got little baby leaves on them. They're all regrowing. And I think I did the auction thing. I think I paid $10 for like 15 rhizomes. Now imagine if there were 15 plants, what they would cost. Holy hell. So I'll just do the rhizomes, chuck them in there, give them a couple hours light a day, and they grow. And then when they get big, I can propagate and do stuff like that. So, but there's Mr. Slee. Soft water is where it's at for planted tanks. See what I'm saying? He's a soft water guy. So that's what I love about our channel here is, if it's outside my realm, I am not it's not beyond me to say I don't know. I don't want to give you guys some bullcrap excuse or some story, you know, and try to sound like I know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, I don't do that. So Dan's the man. That's what I'm saying. It's everybody in here has their own little tricks of the trade. So it's I don't know. It's really funny because it's like you go to some channels and you might have a question and they'll be like, I don't know, and no one in the chat knows. Or people throw out information like, let's say something you already know and you tried it and it didn't work. So it's like to have hard water and soft water people in here, it really helps out. So that's what I really appreciate, is like, that's what I'm saying. When I kidnapped Dan, and extorted him for all of his money, I hacked him. He didn't know. I took all of his money. So that's why Dan is on here, because I own everything of his. But no, just super intelligent people in here. I'm just saying. I mean, watch Lisa Perez's video making potatoes and chicken. I don't care who makes potatoes and chicken. Watch her stuff. That's what I'm saying. I don't care where your brains lie and what you're good at. Everyone in here is good at something, so that's what's really cool. I don't know how to cook chicken like that. I even know she cooks. I told my wife how she cooks her potatoes, and my wife's like, oh, that's how I cook them. I was like, oh, well, maybe that's why they're so good. But, everyone's got a specialty in here, and that's what's cool. I like the slow growing stuff, less hassle, and still tons of variety. Yeah, right. Well, the reason I'm getting into slow growing stuff is because of Dan. I think I only had like one boost. Yeah, one boost that grew, and I broke it apart, because it just kept growing. And now I have more. But like I said, all I did was buy a bunch of rhizomes, and now they're all growing great. Some take longer. Like I was just looking at this one in here. And on one end, it's got a bunch of leaves. And then, like in the center, it's got one leaf coming. You cut back the lights a little bit. It might not grow as fast. But one day that thing will be big. And, I'll be quite proud of it. But there's some tanks, like I noticed, certain mosses, maybe, suffering a little bit. But I'm not going to change, because here's the thing. Anything that's doing good with the least amount of light, that's when I'll start putting in the tanks, instead of going, well, I'm going to turn the tanks up, leave them on more so these mosses do. Hey, I got to roll with what works best over here. You just eat them, right? Well, I got to go get ready for that other thing. See you later, Brian. It's been a great stream as always. All right, thanks, Chubbs. Be good and good luck. But yeah, look, it's 2:05. I was supposed to get off of here a half hour ago. So anyways, as again, we will end this stream on food for thought. Turning your lights off and not having them run as long. And see what you guys think about that. See if you guys can agree. Give me opinions on what you found to be, what kind of information you got out of it, your opinion, what your findings were by not running your lights so long. Because like I said, you put yourself in everyone's shoes, whether it's your dog, your family, everyone all day long. Ask yourself if you would want to be under such extreme lights for 12 hours a day, 8 hours a day. And just do them 3 hours a day. Like I said, if there's no reason, if you don't have high, lights that need high amounts of lights and your tanks are like in rooms that do not get any sunlight, well, then you're going to want to run your lights longer. But if your tanks are in areas that get sunlight, then try to run your lights a lot shorter and let me know what happens. Well, yeah, see, Dan likes highlighting 4 to 8 hours a day. That's why I was saying earlier in the stream that because Dan has, well, not all of his plants are highlight, but the way he has it set up, for them to run long, so he gets the most color and everything out of his plants. Yeah, still 4 to 8 hours a day. All right, cut it off at 4. That's not 8 or 12, so yeah, fine. I'm not saying you got to do it an hour, but go instead of 8, do 6, and see if you see any changes in your tanks, at all. Then 6 to 5, and then to 4, then to 3. Look, I've been on here 2 hours and 7 minutes, and they were probably on for maybe 2 hours before I got on here. So most of my stuff is recommended low lighting because algae, but with shrimp and snails, it balances out. See? So that's what I'm saying. There's a reason. He has a reason to, or an ability to get rid of what would happen, what happens when you leave your lights on longer. But like I said, it's just something to try. If you want to try it, see if it changes anything. But I am starting to see a difference with running the lights less amounts with my shrimp, not with the plants and stuff. I'm like I said, everything's doing good, but I don't know if it's due to the fact that the lights aren't running as much. It's got a lot of new growth on the tips, but it's not doing so good on the inside. But that's the only one I see. So let's put it up as right now as that's just a crummy piece of moss. It's on its last leg, what have you, whatever. And that's it. If I see other mosses taking a dump, it is. But see, another thing that I'm trying to do too is all my Caridina tanks, I'm taking out all the moss and just putting in Sawasatan. Because that, even though I grow it in hard water, with what I'm trying to do, it's the best. Snails love to eat it. Shrimp love the biofilm that grows on it. It's just come to me, it's just something that, after doing this for so long, things kind of stick themselves out at you and say, hey, look at what we do, and it seems like Sawasatan is one of the best for me, for what I do as a breeder, due to the fact that I don't have planted tanks, I don't have fish in them and all that stuff. It's just for the benefit of my shrimp as a breeder. Sawasatan is the best for my saltwater tanks. So I'm trying to empty out all the moss. I put all Sawasatan in there. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tanks of 6 tanks of moss down here that I gotta get rid of. But I got the Sawasatan in some of them. I mean, they're all starting to really grow up. I took the mosses out of all of them. And almost all of them. But if they have moss, they don't have a Sawasatan in them. So, and that seems to, the shrimp really like it because it grows a lot of biofilm on the little leaves. And, they'll pick at it. And the the snails like to eat it. But they don't eat it to where it decimates it and it disappears. So, it does really good. Oh, and another thing. If anyone's interested in Malaysian trumpet snails, let me know. We got a cornhole full of them. They just keep on producing. They're really pretty. They're whitishy, pinkishy. They're really pretty, but they grow in our 120. So we have a bazillion of them. I don't want to put anything in there to kill them. My wife takes out probably, I don't know. She takes them out every day just to see how many she can get, but I'd have to say 100 or more a day. she gets out of there just on shits and giggles. So I never even thought about selling it until today. I saw somebody on Facebook, one of the things that I belong to, saying, "Hey, does anybody in such and such state sell Malaysian trumpet snails?" I was like, "Oh crap, I got enough. I should start selling some." So the amount of plants I have, my 75-gallon around my fluid plants 15 hours a day with no algae anywhere. Well, that's because you have so many plants. Yeah, like you're saying, the amount of plants, right? My Caridina tank will not grow algae because I've had the lights on for 14 hours a day for a week and not a green spot. Well, you might want to. Did you buy some of my bacteria, my live bacteria? You might want to do that. Put something in there to grow some bacteria. Get those plants out of there that's causing that issue you got. That might be the reason why it's not growing. But you need to get that out of there, and then possibly think about putting some nutrifying bacteria in there. Dan puts it in all of his. Dan buys it off me. I don't remember if you ever bought it though, Pumpkin King. What happened, Brian? You forgotten about your friends? No notifications, bro. How's the shrimp keeping, bro? No. What do you mean? I set it up on YouTube. I set it up on YouTube and set it, for I think it was like 20 minutes from when I set it up. If that's not happening, then it's YouTube. It's been doing that lately. Like Pumpkin King earlier when I got it, he's like, "Where's everybody at?" I mean, I started at 7 though. That might be it because I'm just getting ready to get off now. So it will grow algae. My tank will grow algae. Oh yeah, everything will grow algae. But he's got an issue. He's got plants in there that are dying in his low or in his Caridina tanks, in his RO tanks. They don't do good in soft water. So they're creating some water parameter issues. And so when I found out they had it in there, I told them to get it out, do a small water change, and that should take care of it. Oh yeah, okay. So you got bacteria already. That's what I thought. I thought you balanced it. Yes, they do. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's if you got enough fish poop and decomposition in your gravel, then that should be enough. When I grew plants, that would be a lie. I did use the plant things, they put in the gravel. I did use those a couple times in brand new substrate, to put some stuff down in there. But other than that, like I said, I used to grow plants in sand. They grew the best. Root systems that grow the whole size of the tank in sand. I didn't even know until I pull it up like this, and it literally grew all the way out to the edge. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm not saying I didn't get big root systems in dirt, or I mean in stone, or gravel, but yeah, plants melting or dying off can be a nightmare when it happens on a big enough scale. Oh, really? You never even got his? Yeah, pull them out, do a small water change, and then test your nitrates, right? Your nitrates? Yeah, not nitrates. Yep. Yeah, plants melting or dying off can be a nightmare when it happens. Yeah, okay, well, everyone, I got to get off here for the 5th time. I got to go up, get ready, take a shower, get to bed in a little bit because, Luke has school, which means I have school. My wife is now back to work at the schools, so she leaves at 9. Luke starts his school on his computer at 9, so I have to be up, make sure, I got my coffee going, make sure he's on his computer, make sure he has his milk and little breakfast stuff and everything, so she don't have to stress. Then again, I don't think he ever paid for it either. Yeah, didn't he pay for it through me? He paid me, and I sent them both to you, and then he was supposed to get it from you, right? I don't think, I don't know. I don't think you paid for both of them. But who knows? But all right, everyone, thank you so much for coming out. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream tonight. But if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, hit all on the notifications, hit the bell, all that good stuff. Thanks, everybody, for coming out tonight. Thank you for all the support. Thanks to all my new subscribers. I'm almost to 420 now. And remember, if I hit 100 viewers in a stream, I'll give out $300 worth of prizes that night. We're doing, trying to do a whole bunch of stuff here. So the more people we get here, the better. So please pass the word around, share it to everybody, and we'll get some stuff in here, and maybe we'll start doing some more auctions and giveaways and stuff soon. So, all right, thank you so much to my moderators for helping out tonight, showing up tonight. Thanks, Dan, for all your extreme knowledge and everyone else's help tonight. It was great. I appreciate all of you. You are all appreciated. But thank you so much. And we will hopefully see you at a doctor's appointment maybe tomorrow. Sorry, keep an eye out. If you guys aren't getting the notifications that I'm going live, I'm sorry about that. It's got to be YouTube because I go on YouTube first, set it all up, and then I hit it, and maybe I don't know, do something else, but I'm pretty sure that yeah, see, it says live on my phone. So, but just keep an eye out. All right, everybody, stay cool, stay focused, stay out of trouble, stay healthy, stay shrimp.